Welcome back to Crystal Clear. I'm your host, Oshrik Vox. So, Gem Harvest. Some people like it, some people don't. A lot of people write off as filler, especially because it introduced a new human character. Steven's uncle, Andy. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's so irrelevant, we're probably never gonna see him again. Like, he's so irrelevant to the Pop Steven universe. He stinks! And I'm gonna have to disagree. Not only does Andy add some development to Steven's human side, and I know a lot of people say, oh, that doesn't mean it wasn't a filler episode, or that means important if he's just development. Well, I believe he's gonna appear somewhat frequently. At least as frequently as Peridot or Lapis. If not, probably a little less. But the end of the episode established that he could have visited at any time, so it seems like he's going to start visiting family around the world. And I'm sure he's going to start visiting Steven a lot more, because he's happy to have a nephew. And I believe he's going to play a role in the plot. Quite a few times even. So here are my speculation, my theory, all my thoughts on the future of the character Andy. First off, let's look at Andy as a character. He's conservative, kind of a bigot, caught in his old ways, and is really not open to change. But by the end of the episode, he accepts that things are different. Even if it's changed his whole tune around or his worldviews, it's still progress. He still became kind of accepting of the gems. And side note, a lot of people are like, okay, how do gems work in society? Because people seem like they don't really know them, yet they're not freaked out by their powers. I believe gems have had a huge impact on history. This is just fact within the show. But after the war and after the corruption light, we really only have Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, and of course Peridot and Lapis, as your surviving remaining gems on planet Earth, that we know of so far. That being said, it's entirely possible humans, citizens of each city, strangers, whoever, know of the existence of the gems, but don't really get a chance to encounter them. That's why when Andy first saw Peridot and Lapis, he assumed they were hippies, but once he realized they were aliens, he was like, okay, so these are the gems that I know exist, and this is what they kind of look like. That's what I believe how humans and the whole gem relationship works within Steven Universe. They're aware of their existence, but since they really encounter them, they don't really know what a gem is or who a gem is right away. So we know Andy has a love for aviation, and I'm sure he has knowledge on building planes. And Pearl and Peridot are pretty good at inventing gadgets themselves. So I believe in the future, with Pearl and Peridot to construct a machine of some sorts. But that's not my main idea or my main theory. In the episode's Buddy's book, in Buddy's journal, he had depictions of many gem locations we've seen before, but what Steven and Connie didn't recognize, but the audience did, was Blue Diamond's Pelican. And that scene, and the episode as a whole, I believe was foreshadowing for future episodes in Season 4. One thing Steven Universe has seriously been lacking in the recent seasons is a sense of adventure. With some exceptions, we just go from Beat City to the temple to the barn. Like I said, with exceptions. All of the moon base, the hospital, etc. But we're nowhere near the many locations we explored in Season 1. As Season 2, that's seriously just downgraded. And I believe Buddy's book, being one of the starting episodes of Season 4, kinda laid the foundations of, hey, we might return to these locations soon. And I believe we'll do that with the help of Andy. Now, Steven and Connie did not recognize the Pelican, but I doubt it's been moved. And Buddy even went there from the map that Pearl marked, which may be documented in his actual journal, which is something to guide Steven. Since Andy isn't totally against the gems, he might want to learn more about them. At least the best way he can, and with a plane, he can explore the world. Now stick with me here, I believe Andy and Steven will find Blue Diamond's Pelican. Imagine an episode where Andy and Steven are bonding. Andy wants to take Steven on a trip, across the world. Steven decides to spice up the trip with Buddy's map, showing Andy new gem locations never before seen. And of course revisiting familiar places. But one of the unfamiliar places will take them to where Blue Diamond's Pelican is. And from there we'll learn something. Perhaps we'll find Blue Pearl like people have been speculating. Or just learn more about Blue Diamond, maybe where she is right now. Or maybe even something behind the corruption. Another diamond communicator? Perhaps. It's also entirely possible that it's not even Blue Diamond's Pelican, maybe Pink Diamond's Pelican. Earth was her colony after all. Maybe that was her Pelican from the moment that Rose shattered her and it got abandoned. Although I would like to think it's Blue Diamond's because she's the only diamond we've seen in it. But this does not mean she's the only diamond to ever have a Pelican. It seems like just an easier and probably safer form of transportation for the diamonds, for the elites. Plus we saw that the Pelican is very, very fast and very good for retreating, which is something the diamonds need. Especially after the Pink Diamond fiasco. But these are my thoughts and I want to hear yours, so please comment down below. How do you feel about the character Andy? Do you think he'll play a role in the series? Because I definitely do. Gem Harvest didn't really have anything homeworld-wise, but it was still a half-hour special, so I believe that's why it's still important. The introduction of the character Andy means a lot for the show, we just don't really know how yet. I believe it goes beyond Greg and Steven's arcs. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, it really helps me out. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, have a great Thanksgiving, and if you don't, I hope the rest of your week is still fantastic. Don't forget to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, pledge to our Patreon, links to everything in the description below. Oshric Vox, signing out!